Hello, everyone, and welcome to Meow Mix, the Carolina Panthers podcast. My name is Steven.
My name is Jerry.
Jerry, it's been a while.
Yeah, we skipped the recap because, well, it was depressing.
Several reasons. Life got in the way a little bit, but, honestly, we just couldn't find the
energy,
motivation, desire, anything optimistic to say, we're a bad team. We're the worst team.
We are the worst team in the league. We are the laughing stock of the league.
Especially considering we're probably going to give the number one pick to Chicago, or at the very least a top 3 pick. Bryce was not the right pick. Bryce may still be a good quarterback. He may still be a very good quarterback. But C.J. Stroud would have been the right pick. C.J. Stroud was the guy all along. C.J. Stroud. All the questions about C.J. Stroud coming into the draft have proven out to be false, right? He's answered every single one of them. And all the questions about Bryce are kind of still there. Still unknowns, right? I mean, or knowns. Like he's, 5'10", 195 pounds. That's never going to change. That's always going to be
his processing speed doesn't
weakness.
Seem to be as crazy good as he was given to. Like that's what we're told. He was a processor, and I mean, I see
he's making a lot of mistakes.
Yeah,
he's making a lot of mistakes. The play clock is always at 1 or 0 when the ball is snapped. And maybe he's looking at too much. Maybe that's the play calls coming in from Frank Reich coming in too late. I know there's some of that for sure.
Or Frank Reich doesn't know who's on the field, who's off.
That has happened.
Why didn't Terrace Marshall Jr. get any snaps last week? Oh, he didn't? I don't know. I don't know, Frank.
I think Frank was covering for Thomas Brown or some of the other offensive play callers when he said that was his fault. What I do like about Frank is that he takes responsibility for everything.
That is true.
But it sounded like he had that they had reverted back to the pre-Mingo injury rotation, which Terrace Marshall was not part of very much.
But Terrace Marshall looked good.
Yeah, and Frank Reich had said in his post-game, I think Monday or Tuesday, he said that he had asked or he had stressed that he wanted TMJ to play more because he thought he had earned it, and it just didn't happen. But I think that's one of the problems with Frank Reich calling the plays. He is not able to focus on the other things. He's not able to focus on who's in the game. He's not able to focus on time clock, clock management. He's calling plays. He's looking at the defense. He's doing all this stuff that you have an offensive coordinator to do, right? That's why you brought in Thomas Brown to be the offensive guru. I think Frank needs to give it up. I do think that would improve. I think that would improve a lot of different aspects. Frank could focus on the things that a head coach should be focused on during a game, during practice, during, planning, all that stuff. He's doing dual roles right now, and obviously it is not working.
Yeah, and anybody who has done 2 jobs at the same time knows it's very difficult, and it stretches you thin to the point where there's things that fall through the cracks because of that. I mean, I'm speaking from experience. I am currently doing kind of 2 jobs, and I just had to start giving away other job duties because of that. Because work doesn't fulfill the job I was hired for before. So
you're both the coach and the GM of your daughter's soccer team.
Yes.
Right. I mean, how's that working out for you?
It's hard cutting 3-year-olds, but I mean, a lollipop usually.
I want to see the Hard Knocks version of that.
We are 1 game left, and we don't keep score, but if we did, we would be in last place.
Our team, my son's team, is 2-3. They won their last game. He got his first shot on goal. He missed.
Oh,
but
nice.
yeah, it was. It's been a struggle watching these guys. They got beat 15-0 a couple of weeks ago. So,
Yeah, that's like
you know,
our
but
team
they are
every
turning
week.
it. They're turning it around. They may not be the most talented team, but they've got heart. Just like we hope the Panthers can turn it around at some point. But they're gonna have to start showing some heart because I haven't seen it.
I haven't seen it for the Panthers either. I've seen it from my 3-year-olds, and unfortunately we're 3 to 5, and I think I have a bunch of 3-year-olds, and my daughter being one of them. You know, she likes to play in the dirt instead of playing the game sometimes.
Hey, I remember when I played Little League Baseball, I sat in the outfield picking flowers.
Yeah, I mean
yeah.
and you
Not
can't
that the
get
ball
mad
was
at
ever
that.
getting out there.
Yeah,
right?
I mean,
Like-
I don't think my daughter's going to be in the Major League Soccer for women and stuff like that. So
well, you know,
just
still
gotta-
early. Still early.
It's still early, but still.
Still early.
It's just trying to get them competitive and have fun.
Well, I want to reiterate that, yes, I did say that Bryce Young was not the right pick. I do believe that. But I do want to reiterate, he still may be a very good quarterback. He still may end up being the franchise quarterback here. I am not out on Bryce Young by any means. In fact, I think in this last game, we saw a lot of positive things along with the negative things. But I do think he is growing every week. I just think, and we thought before the draft, and hell, it sounds like the Panthers thought before the draft that CJ Stroud was the guy.
I mean,
And something changed.
yeah, I know you want to jump real quickly, but before the draft, even when Matt Rule was here, I was like, I said, there's 2 quarterbacks at the top of the draft next year that are studs.
Yeah.
That is Bryce Young and CJ Stroud. And I'm still going to say Bryce Young has that ability. I don't think we need to write him off. Everything around him is bad right now, guys. I mean, as somebody who was very excited about this O-line scheme, the zone blocking scheme is not their forte. They need to adjust to being what they are, and they're not. This whole offensive scheme is out of whack, just point blank. Yeah. He doesn't have time to throw. He doesn't have time to process. And it's a bad way to start your career for him.
It is. And I do think some of it's on Bryce.
I agree. I mean,
I don't know that he does not have CJ Stroud's arm strength. I think we know that. Getting the ball to the sidelines quickly enough not to be intercepted has proven to be a problem, right? Getting the ball deep downfield. I mean, he hasn't had many opportunities to try it, but I don't think he's connected on any of them yet. So, you know, it's just, I don't know, it's tough. But there has been some scuttlebutt around the league, or around the media, I should say, about some comments that Frank Reich made about David Tepper, when talking about his involvement. And I think the question, or this is being kind of attributed to the draft, right? So here's what Frank Reich has had to say.
There's different philosophies in ownership. You know what I mean? Some owners kind of stay away and don't engage a whole lot. Other owners do. And his philosophy is he's going to engage. And listen, it's only been a short experience, but it's been a really good experience. It hasn't been fun. You know, it's not fun. Those meetings aren't, I wouldn't characterize them as fun meetings. But those meetings make me better, and I trust they make us better.
So, interesting, right? Like
I mean, we knew this, right? Like, I don't think this was
we
like...
we knew that Tepper was involved, but Frank Reich is, again, we talked about it, like, he's not a guy who's going to throw anybody under the bus, right? Mm-hmm. This is about as close as it gets, I think, to saying that a lot of these decisions that have been made since he's been there have been heavily influenced by David Tepper.
Yeah, I mean, I think the writing is on the wall on that. again, we've said this before. We knew David Tepper was involved. David Tepper and his wife were traveling to all the media days, all the
Pro days.
Pro days. Thank you. I couldn't think of it. I mean, we knew it. I mean,
Yeah.
It seems like I was hoping David Tepper would take a step back, but wanted to make sure we weren't getting a Jamarcus Russell. I mean,
Yeah.
There's that feeling someone gets of, hey, this guy is not a good dude.
Yeah, and we're not getting that feeling with Bryce Young.
No, well, I didn't get that feeling from C.J. Stroud either.
No, not at all. But, there were a lot of, things got leaked, like a couple weeks before the draft, about his test scores, about his processing ability, about this and that, and, was he a good locker room guy, and things like that. And, like, all of that has turned out to just be total BS. It has had no impact on how he's playing football. Right?
Yeah, and you got to think, too, I mean, after that happened, it was also said that it was overblown how bad he did on the processing.
Yeah, after when it apparently was too late.
Yeah,
right, for the Panthers to do anything, because Tepper fell in love. And we thought
he's
it was
done that
kind of
before. Matt Rule.
Yeah. I mean, it seemed odd that even internally, like leading up to the draft, days before the draft, the team was saying that they had not decided who they were picking. And we kind of thought it was BS. But now I think it wasn't BS. Now I think that the coaches maybe wanted one thing. The GM may have wanted the same thing. And the owner wanted something different. And the owner pays the bills. It's his team. Ultimately, he has, the biggest vote. And it seems like, I don't know. I mean,
10 years from now, we'll know the truth, but
yeah,
we'll find out then, and that's about it. That's all we're gonna get. I mean,
well, it's unfortunate. Like,
and you could
you
also
hire these guys to be the experts. You're not the expert, David Tepper. You don't know football like these guys that have been in it their whole lives. You may be the smartest guy in the room when it comes to everything else, but when it comes to football, you are not. And you should be smart enough to listen to your guys who know this stuff and make these decisions and have been in the league for decades. Like, it's surprising and it's not surprising, right?
Well, here's my question on that. Okay, I agree with you on that you need to listen to the experts to create a offense, everything like that. But here's also my question. I don't think Bryce Young is as bad as he's looked. And if that's the case, then why is some of the schemes in offensive play calling so horrendous? Like, I agree with you. I think if the coaches, GMs, they should have final say on player personnel, not the owner. But
yeah, I don't know. Maybe he just isn't ready. We know that the rest of the team is not very talented.
No.
I mean, outside of Thielen, the receivers are pretty bad. They started doing some different things this past week. More Chenault runs. But when you watch the Lions and you watch how their offense operates, it looks like a different league
It
than
really
what the
does.
Panthers are doing. It's just shocking.
No, it's
how
not shocking.
different
It's just so depressing.
Who do we have coming up this week? Well, maybe the most explosive offense in the entire league.
Yes.
So, I don't know, man. I mean, just briefly, we're not going to go full recap on last week, but that was rough. It was just really hard to watch. Just when the Panthers, it was 14-7, Panthers had the ball, a huge fourth down stop by the defense, and then you just immediately turn it over. They score a touchdown. You turn it over again. They score another touchdown. It's 28-7. Game's over.
Yeah, pretty much.
And what can you do as a fan, except for
Drink heavily.
drink heavily? I mean, and especially when you're watching the Lions just do these, really fun offensive plays and look like they're enjoying themselves and their fans are going crazy, and you're 0-5 and you don't have your first round pick.
Worst
There's
team in the
nothing
league.
to look forward to. There is
Nope.
nothing to look forward to. And I'm all, by the way, I was not for trading for a wide receiver, but man, I do not want the Bears to get the number 1 pick from us. I desperately don't want that to happen.
I don't know if that's happened before, but I swear that would probably be going down as one of the worst trades in history at that point.
I mean, in terms of what we would be giving up, yeah. Because again, Bryce could end up being a top 5 quarterback in a few years. Like, I hope it happens. And if so, the trade doesn't look as bad. But in the moment, yeah, it looks awful.
But
Looks terrible.
All right, I it's 15 minutes in. I am done. Okay, we were gonna do PFF grades from last week, but I don't even feel like I could do that right now.
Let's just do a couple. Adam Thielen led everyone, offense and defense, with an 85.8. Yeah, of all the bad decisions that this front office has made, bringing in Adam Thielen was a good one.
Yeah, dude, he still has. He's great at what he does, and if you have somebody opposite of him, whether that's DJ Shark or an offensive line, that I think he's great. Like, I think Minnesota kind of screwed up by letting him walk so. But
Well, especially seeing what's happening to them this year.
Yeah.
But, Thielen has been, as advertised, better than I think we expected, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Icky bounced back. Good week for him. Second on the PFF scores with a 76.2, 77.3 pass block, 71.3 run block. Like, he was solid all around.
Yeah.
Only 1 penalty for him this week. So, which is really good for him. Let's see. Just kind of looking through here. DJ Chark ended up 7th. He's the one with the most snaps left. Bryce is in the bottom 5. Sanders dead last.
Miles Sanders needs to just get benched. I'm sorry, but I do not understand why they are still trotting him out for 33. This is the first time that I think Chuba had more snaps than him, but it's just to this point where he's not getting it. He's not gelling with his team, and Chuba looks way better on runs. Even when the O-line doesn't open up gaping holes, Chuba's still getting more yards than Miles Sanders. And when he does get a gaping hole, he knows how to cut back to to get at least those 5 yards till a defender gets there. I mean, everybody saw that.
Sanders. Go ahead. Sorry.
I was gonna say everybody saw that image in that run, that the cutback was there, and he ran into the right guard.
Yeah, and I've seen a lot of people like, oh, he made the right play. He followed his blockers. No. His blockers have been terrible all year. Take the yards that are available.
Yes.
Take the yards, or even cut it outside. Like, there was room outside. He could have done anything different and gotten more yards than what he got. Sanders was obviously a product of Jalen Hurts being a great running quarterback and that amazing offensive line that the Eagles had last year.
Hey, and let's say this too. He had an 18.2 pass blocking rate. So I mean, it's not like
compared to 79.6 for Chuba. By the way.
I mean, neither had a lot, but at least Chuba's in there getting his head in there.
Yeah, I mean, trying. Chuba also had a really nice run blocking grade. Chuba's the better running back. I mean, of the two, and it's not particularly close. Defensively, Camus had the best grade for the Panthers. Burns was second. The Yetur comeback season continues.
Yeah,
he's honestly, he is, I think, saving his career.
I don't think saving his career, because I'm sure someone would have given him another chance, but I definitely think he is making himself some money for his free agency right now.
Yeah, I think he's saving his career. He looked bad. He looked abjectly bad. And Evero has really come in and turned him around. So Nick Thurman, the worst on defense. Chin also. Chin, what a disappointment this year.
18 snaps, though. What?
Yeah, well, they don't know how to use him. Or, I don't know. I mean, outside of his rookie year, he just has not.
Does no one know how to use him? That's what I was going to say. Phil Snow, that first season. Like, why is he not playing outside linebacker? I just have yet to figure this out.
I don't know. We talked about that in the preseason, and we thought that he was, or the offseason, we thought he was going to get a lot of play there. Hell, we thought he might be the starter.
Yeah.
There. And just
bulk him up, play linebacker. Jesus. Like, safety is not his position. Cornerback is not his position. Just
try him. Yeah, try him somewhere else. Like, he is athletic as hell. We've seen him be an extremely impactful player. I think he was second in the year in rookie, or second in rookie of the year. Yeah, he was.
I think he had second most sacks for a rookie that year.
Yeah.
Forced fumbles, like
explosive playmaker.
But no, let's put him back at safety. Oh no, let's put him at corner. Guys, he's not a secondary type of guy. He's just not. He's a smaller linebacker. You got to use him that way.
I'm surprised. Like, we just praised Evero. I'm surprised that he hasn't figured out what to do with Jeremy Chin. That's the one knock on the Evero love fest from me. All right, well, that's going to do it for the.
Oh,
recap.
I got more against Evero than that. I mean, look at the run defense. The run defense is not. They're giving up 4.5 yards per carry, something like that. It's
I mean, the defense overall has been good. It's just they've been put in terrible positions all year because of turnovers. So, I don't know. I think for the talent that's on this team, Evero's done a great job. Okay. Anything else from week 5?
I'm glad it's over. Yeah. Unfortunately, we go into week 6.
Well, let's go right into it. Let's look at the injuries. Injury for the Panthers. These players did not practice on Wednesday. Justin Houston, Miles Sanders, Xavier Woods, Chandler Zalava, Adam Thielen. Adam Thielen with rest, Houston with rest. So, by the way, Zalava seems like he's okay. Scary moment there. He was on the field. Seems like he got a real bad neck stinger, and for a little bit couldn't move at all. So, seems like he's going to be okay. Reich said that it's possible he even plays this week. Too early to tell, but Xavier was probably not going to play this week.
I would say don't let him play. Savala, I mean, after that type of injury. After that type of injury, and Savala has been one of the worst players on the field when he's out there. I mean, Throckmorton,
give him some time.
Get him out there. I mean, Cade Mays looked so much better, and Throckmorton both look better than Zavala. Zavala needs to sit.
Yeah.
I think you're just hurting his career by forcing him out there. He's not ready.
Yeah. Let's see. Speaking of Throckmorton, he is listed as limited practice along with Taylor Moton, along with Austin Corbett.
Fingers
Austin
crossed.
Corbett trending in the right direction, though. Yep. Stephen Sullivan also limited practice, Burns and Derek Brown as well. And then Dante Jackson listed as a full participant in practice. Would be good to get him back. I mean, he's not the best corner in the world, but he's a corner. All right, back to going to Miami. By the way, I think, is it A-Chain? Is that how you say his name? The running back from Miami?
Arcane? Yeah, I have.
He's on IR. So
he's been dynamic too.
Game. I was really looking forward to watching him, honestly.
I was not.
He was going to absolutely destroy us.
I was not.
He is. I mean, he is so fast. I saw a video of him and Tyreek Hill running side by side, and A-Chain looked like he was jogging, and Tyreek Hill was running flat out. Like, he is fast. All right. Injuries for the Dolphins. Howard, Ingold, and Williams did not practice. Braxton Berrios, Tyreek Hill, Robert Jones, Raheem Mostert, Nick Needham, Jalen Phillips, and Jeff Wilson, all listed as limited practice with various rests or
Yeah.
Seems like
The
minor
big names
injuries.
there are all rest. Xavier Howard, Tyreek Hill, and Raheem Mostert. I mean,
Yeah.
not to knock the other guys, but those big three
Those
there.
are your those would be the guys that we would be highlighting if they were actually in any danger of missing the game.
Yeah.
Panthers are 13.5-point underdogs in this game. I think it opened at 14. So in certain places, feels low. Feels low to me. Over unders 48.5 also feels low. I feel like the Dolphins are probably going to score that themselves. If you want to bet on the Panthers, though, I mean, plus 580. Like, if you're feeling real good about this game, you can make some money. How
Yeah.
you feeling, Jerry?
I
Betting on
am
the
not
Panthers?
feeling that good. This team is in disarray.
Yeah.
I mean, when the coach comes out against the owner, you know,
In his way.
in
Right?
his way. But like you said, that's the biggest throwing someone
That's-
under the bus.
That's like Frank Reich saying,
I know it would not shock me if things continue to go downhill if Reich is terminated early.
could he be 1-0 or a one and done?
Oh yeah,
coach?
I really think so. The way the whole fandom, the whole situation has gone, it would not shock me.
Well, plus they went all in. They went all in on Bryce.
Mm-hmm.
They mortgaged this year's draft or next year's draft.
And they preached all off season, not that this is going to be a building. We're going for the NFC South title now. We're going for the NFC title, and we have the worst team in the league. Obviously, it's not even a question. It would not shock me if the whole GM, that whole group got let go.
I do not want to start all over again, but
If it gets us
obviously
somewhere,
what we have. I mean, I don't know. The defensive coordinator for San Francisco looks pretty good. Maybe give him a shot. All right, so keys to a Panthers victory here. I mean, honestly, the biggest key to a Panthers victory is like the Dolphins bus breaks down, or there's like a food poisoning
influenza
outbreak
rattles
or
their
something.
team or something.
Right. Put a box of cobras in their locker room. I don't know. I don't know what else to do.
Box of cobras. All right, I did write some things down. Protect Bryce. I mean, even if it's a loss in the win column, but protect Bryce. Let's have Bryce have a good game. I mean, that
You
could
can
be a
score
Panthers
points on this
victory.
defense.
Yes.
Yeah, this is not like a lockdown defense. I would hope to see Bryce have his best game this week, and I think he very well could, and we could still lose by 30. Right? I mean, he could score 4
I
touchdowns.
don't
we could
think
still
30,
lose by 30.
but
We could, is what I'm saying. I don't think we will, but we could lose by 30. So they even put up 70 points a couple weeks ago. I mean,
yeah, but that was one time. I mean, they've put up points, don't get me wrong. They're number one in offense on passing and rushing, but I think that one game really helped them.
sure, but it was this year.
It was
wasn't
this
that
year.
long ago.
I am not saying, but 30 points differential is huge.
Okay.
Um,
Okay.
but-
Yeah, you're right. It is huge.
But protect Bryce. That's what I'm saying. Let's protect Bryce. I want Bryce to have a good game. I want something to
Yes.
hang his hat on. I want some glimmer of hope, guys. I really do.
Yeah.
I don't even feel like the defense is giving me any glimmer of hope, to be honest with you. They look okay. You're all in on Evero, but I am.
I think he's done a great job with what he's had to work with.
I mean, yeah.
Based on field position, based on talent, I think it's just, again, the chin thing is kind of the only knock that I see. Next key here is, defense. We need to create some turnovers, honestly. I mean, but the defense has to get stops, and A-Chain not being in the game is going to be helpful because Mostert, even though he has played very well this year, I wouldn't put him as one of the elite running backs in the league, right? I think he is stoppable, but overall, they're just such a strong offensive team. And Tyreek Hill is going to be an absolute nightmare. I don't know how we're gonna stop him.
You got to put, if Dante's healthy, you have to put him because he's the fastest corner. You don't put the Jameson off the practice squad from 2 weeks ago on him. I mean, that's just unfair. That's just unfair.
Can J.C. Horn like play in a wheelchair? Is that possible? Because I think he would have a better chance at stopping Tyreek Hill than Dante would.
I mean, at this point, yes. I mean, J.C. Horn, come on now. Wheel yourself up there. That's the only way you're going to get paid anyways. Cause...
Right. I think they need to double Tyreek Hill every single play. Every play that he's out there, 2 guys need to be dedicated to Tyreek Hill. Like, make somebody
Waddle
else
on
beat
the other
you.
side too, man.
I know, but Tyreek Hill's more dangerous.
I agree
Jalen
with
Waddle
that.
might end up having 200 yards, but I mean, don't let their best player beat you.
I mean, do you have to just play zones on them? Like,
That's going to be terrible. I mean, they're going to run all over us if that's the case. Like this, it's going to be terrible. It's going to be hard to watch. Yeah, go ahead.
Well, my next one was win the turnover battle and capitalize, as they have been turning the ball over.
Yeah.
But I mean,
so have we. Don't turn the ball over.
Yeah, win the turnover battle. I mean,
yeah, protect the ball. Bryce, head on a swivel. Right? Get the ball out quick.
I mean, their defense is not the greatest. I mean,
no, it's not.
Eli Apple's out there starting. Nick Chubb's solid pass rusher. That Xavier Howard's a good corner. He's not having a good year though. So I mean, there's opportunity for this team to have success offensively. And honestly, guys, I mean, again, I said keys to a Panthers victory. If you go out there and show life and show quality team, I think most Panther fans would start feeling a little bit better. Right now, we are all down.
Let's just, into the fourth quarter, if this is a game, I'm going to be feeling okay. Like, because that means we're going to have scored some points. We're going to have done some good things. So. All right. Bold predictions. No beer bet this week. Bold predictions. Jerry, go ahead.
We will not lose by 30 points.
That's okay. That's
no, I'm just saying. Bryce Young will have 325 yards passing.
Yeah. I'm going to go no turnovers for the Panthers.
Oh, nice. That would be good. I mean, I still want more yards, but yeah.
I mean, no turnovers would be pretty great.
Yeah.
Pretty great. Game predictions. All right. Well, you've already established that you think the Panthers are going to win this game by 2 touchdowns. I'm going to say Panthers 28, Dolphins 64.
I'm doing Panthers 24, Dolphins 31.
All right. Any final thoughts on this game?
I hope we can record Sunday.
We will definitely.
Last week was just so depressing. I'm sorry. That was
that was the first time we've ever missed a recap since we've been doing this.
Yes. 4 years.
I mean, we've done them a day later, maybe sometimes, and we've done them separately before. We've never just not done one. So
I almost did one Monday, but I was still kind of struggling to come up with the.
We needed some time, and that's okay. All right, real quickly, we got a minute left here. The other NFC South games: Falcons, Commanders. Falcons by 2.5 there. Saints, Texans. That could be an interesting game. New Orleans only by 1.5, and then Lions, Bucks. I hope the Lions just beat the crap out of them. I'm kind of a closet Lions fan this year. I think since we've played them already, they're fun to watch.
That's fine. Thank you for listening. If you like the show, please let your friends know. Please follow us on Twitter at MeowMixPodcast. If you have any questions or comments, you can email us at mailbag@meowmixpodcast.com. If you leave us a 5-star review with a comment on Apple Podcasts, we'll read it on the show. Please like and subscribe on YouTube.
We'll be back Sunday after the game. Everybody stay safe out there and keep pounding.